shook, yeah. You tryna take back what I already took, yeah. Only international flights booked, yeah. Hey, I got a bag. You know I flex with it.
All right, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, the Go-Getter Dre. Welcome back to the Go-Getter Show. Want to shout out to all my O.G.Gs in the building. We are here, okay? So today we're going to talk about something near and dear to my heart. Going to get a little bit personal with everybody, but hopefully you feel my drift. Don't want to discourage anybody or talk bad about some traditional upbringings, but I want to talk about my personal experience with school. If you did not know, I am what they classify a college dropout. Okay? College dropout, yeah, that was the route I took to success. I was in college, I was doing the whole thing, and I wound up stopping. And I kind of want to open up a little bit to, I guess, the events that led up to me actually doing that. And again, I'm 28 years old, so I'm kind of past that phase in my life where I was transitioning from high school into college. But that is a monumental point in my life. So I remember those stages so vividly, where I guess I can't tell you day by day what was happening, but I could tell you motion by motion by motion how I was feeling, and those little activities or those little events that happened that led to me dropping out. So I will rewind back to when I graduated high school, right? Graduated high school. Off the rip, I wanted to go to one of those big universities. I wanted to go to Marshall University. So shout out to Marshall. What's the team? The Herd. I think that's what it's, the Herd. Down there in West Virginia. Had some peoples down there. So shout out to my West Virginia fam. You know, all y'all. I'm not gonna shout your name because a bunch of y'all name one, forget the other, and then you know how y'all do. Y'all gonna get upset. So I wanted to go there just because I know some people down there, and we were buddy, and it could have, I could have had a nice little family environment going down to Marshall. And it's a big university. Once I realized, my mom was like, yeah, you're going to take out a loan to do that. And I said, once I realized what the tuition was, I was like, oh, I just couldn't see myself doing that. But outside of that, I decided to go to BMCC. BMCC is Borough of Manhattan Community College. If you're not from the New York tri-state area, you probably wouldn't know that. But in New York, that's a popular community college you go to. You can get your 2-year degree and so forth. So my major there was accounting, okay? And I had to take some remedial courses when I first got there, so it didn't go as quick as I needed, but I did the first semester. And one thing I can say is that I met a host of amazing people. So in my short stay in college, the people that I met, I may not communicate with them frequently, but I do have contacts with the majority of them. And the ones who left a serious impact on me, we still communicate to this day. So shout out to those people. There was a program there, a remedial program. Got to know a lot of people, had some fun, learned a lot, and I was excited about, going to school, getting a good education. And I finished that first semester. I started my second semester, which actually was accredited courses that was going to lead towards my major. So I had I don't want to throw this guy under the bus. I had a professor, right? And this was the accounting professor. I wouldn't call him a jerk, but I guess he was just doing his job to the best of his ability. And when I say that is, when you go to college, they allow you to get tutors, right? Now I was going to college, and I'm not making an excuse. I just, I had an early class. I left that class to go to work, then to come back to school for another class, and then I had another job. So I was working like 2 little part-time jobs and going to school in between the time. So I didn't really know where I would find the time to actually get a tutor. And nor did I want to go out find a tutor. I was like, in high school, if I had an issue with an assignment or a class, I would just ask the teacher. And I tried to do that with him. It didn't work out that well. He was basically like, listen, bro, it's either you're going to find a tutor or we're not going to do this, because he just didn't have the time in his schedule. So that kind of discouraged me a little bit. But that's not the reason why I stopped going. I stopped going because There was a few people in my life. I know my brother-in-law at the time, he was doing a lot of self-education, reading books. Him and my sister gave me a book from Robert Kiyosaki, and I'll never forget this book. The book was called The Unfair Advantage of Financial Education. Most people who read Rich Dad, Poor Dad from Robert Kiyosaki, great book. That wasn't the first book I read from him, nor did I know that was his famous book. The first book I ever heard from him was called The Unfair Advantage of Financial Education. And as I was reading that book, in one of the first pages, Homeboy said, if you want to be financially independent or wealthy and you're going to school to do so, you're making the wrong choice. That is the reason why I dropped out. I was on the 3 train heading to class for a 7 a.m. class, and I read that line and I said, okay, there's a McDonald's by BMCC. I walked to that McDonald's, sat there for the duration of where my class should have been, completed that chapter or 2 chapters, and I never went back to my accounting class after that. I tried to drop the class, and my mom wasn't too excited about that stuff because she was paying for tuition and it kind of messed something up. But nevertheless, I want to come to her and tell her, like, look, I don't want to do this no more. And she was like, she took it kind of easy, which was surprising. I thought she was going to be like, no, you got to go do this. But no, she told me, all right, cool, you want to do this, go get a job. Right? So post dropping out of college, I want to get into a little bit how life took a turn for me. So once that happened, I was at a crossroads in life because I didn't have a game plan, right? I thought I was going to get into like real estate investing. At the time, I just didn't see it happening as far as like upfront money and things like that. I didn't have no savings. I didn't have no dollars to my name. I was working little $10 an hour jobs for 3 hours a day, 3 days a week. So you do the math, minus tax and whatever piece of change I got went to a cell phone bill, Subway sandwiches, and transportation. So I didn't have any money. In doing that, I had to find a way to do something with my life. And this is how I stumbled upon entrepreneurship. I met a couple of good people, and I got into an environment. I know one of my other videos I talked about getting an environment good around good people. I got in an environment where they submersed me and changed me into the individual that I am today. And it was an entrepreneur program, workshops every week. I changed the way I dress, the way I talk, the people that I hung out with. I got a lot of good friends from just hanging in that environment and doing everything. And I got some mentors, people who actually took me by, I want to say my hand, by the by the neck, and kind of drug me to understand, look, you have to educate yourself if you want to be successful, right? You have to change your attitude if you want to be successful. It doesn't matter if you went to school or not. If you're not hustling while you're in school, when I say hustle, I don't mean like if you hustle, I mean you get into it. You got the go-getter spirit, the mentality to actually go after what you want. If you don't have that mentality with or without school, you will not get anywhere. So I had to embed that mentality. My dad had that mentality, but my dad was a very outgoing individual. I mean, you put my dad in a room full of nobodies and everybody is a somebody now. That just wasn't who I was. I kind of shied away from that. And I had to pick up some of that energy because if I said, hey, I want to become an entrepreneur, I couldn't be this lackadaisical, laid back, super introverted person. Not saying you can't be an introvert and be an entrepreneur. You just can't be a super introvert. You got to kind of step out your comfort zone and get used to being around, people. Because for me, in my opinion, being an entrepreneur is just really servicing people the best way you can. That's what it kind of bottom line is. You're a problem solver. You're You're a problem solver, finding solutions for people and helping people out as many ways as you can, while having your dreams and goals at the forefront and chasing those. So hopefully that helped. That was my college story of why I dropped out. A lot of people don't agree with it. Some people, I wouldn't say hate me, but they kind of look at me weird for openly telling people that I dropped out of college. I don't walk up the street and say, hey, I dropped out. But if we had that conversation, I'll let you know, yeah, I didn't complete it. And I'm open for the discussion, so feel free to drop in the comments below if you feel like, you would have did the same thing or not, or if you completed school, because I have a lot of friends now to this day that have 4-year degrees, successful in their own careers, and looking to do more with life. So I don't have anything against school. Well, I'm not gonna lie. I feel away, but I don't judge people who actually go through and do that, because you can become successful. There's multiple different ways how you could generate success in life. It's really about what you want and how you want to live. So hopefully this helped. Hopefully you enjoyed this conversation with me. Shout out to the O.G.Gs, the loyal ones who are always showing up, going out, getting and chasing your dreams.